All right, let's try the streaming thing one more time. Maybe it's gonna work this time. So today, what I want to do is I want to find out how to use GameKit. No, not GameKit, SpriteKit to basically generate a piece, like a Tetris piece, that just falls to the ground. That's it. And this is going to be the scene. So I want the new piece to spawn somewhere at the top of the window, and then gently float down until it hits the red base. And that would already be pretty dope, I think. So the way I have everything set up is I have a test gameplay scene in which I have a spawn point and the base. And the spawn point is the thing where where the new pieces should appear and then fall down. Then when they touch the bottom, they're gonna appear, like the new piece is gonna appear here. And the base is the base. But I don't really know how to do any of this. So let's check out what we can add to the node. So there must be some, like SpriteKit supports some type of physics thing, but I'm not sure what that is. Actually, let's add, let's start with, we can start with physics, or we can start with spawning different shaped pieces. But I think we should start with physics because the different shaped pieces are going to need different physics, like they're going to need different areas for collision. So I'm going to start with just a color sprite like this underneath the spawn point, and let's call it the test piece. What a great name. And let's splurge and let's change the color. Let's set the color to something, I don't know, green. All right, so good. Amazing. Beautiful. Truly a work of art. So now I would expect that underneath here, there's some way to set, to give it some physical properties. So here we go, physics definition in the bottom right. So I don't know if the mouse is visible, but here we have a bounding rectangle, a bounding circle, alpha mask. What does this? Oh, a bounding circle. No, a bounding rectangle. Does this do anything? Zoom in. Test piece, bounding rectangle. Affected, so it's affected by gravity. Maybe it just works. Let's see. Let's see what this happens. What this does. Tower game. Press the key to continue. Beautiful. It did just work. That was actually surprising. That was very surprising. I realize we will also need to reason a bit about the sizes because, all right, so the base is what? Like the width is 320. But what does that mean, right? Like how many, like we want this to be a grid. And how big is the grid here? I don't know, like I'll circle back to that later. And the test piece, yeah, like the sizes, it's fine. Like we'll think about that later. First, let's see how to make it collide with the base. So the base, we should give it also a body. What is an alpha mask? I wonder how to give it a body when it's like a more complicated shape. Like if I wanted to have like some edges coming out of the base rectangle, I would probably want this to be pinned. Oh, and we do not want to allow rotation, right? So as this is coming down, no rotation, and then when it hits something, that's when it should enable rotation. So here, no rotation. What does dynamic mean? I think dynamic means it might move, but this is not going to move. So let's uncheck that. This is actually not affected by gravity at all. So I know what we don't need pin because it's not going to be affected by gravity, I guess. So let's try. Amazing. It falls to the ground. It's beautiful. So, what else could we do here? So it had like a little bounce, and I wonder which part of these means that it bounces. I have to remove bounce. I guess we need to do some good old-fashioned Googling, actually. SpriteKit physics remove bounce. Let's see how this works. Stop an object bouncing. So what does stack overflow? Restitution. According to Apple's documentation, restitution is used to determine how much energy the physics body loses when it bounces off another object. This property must be a value between 0 and 1. The default value is 0.2. How much energy the physics body loses. And then there's a very helpful comment that says, I would like to add that sometimes you'd want the friction property set to 0 as well. Otherwise, on collision, a physics body might still cause a sprite to move slightly, even if the restitution is 0. So let's try this. Let's set friction to 0, restitution to 0. This is going to work. What's going to happen now? It should go down, and no, it still bounces. I guess maybe because the underlying, like the base, also causes it to bounce. And actually, we should just, honestly, I'm a bit, I don't think we need the bootstrap scene. So we could probably just go straight in, straight to the test scene. So where did we find call hierarchy? Where did we use this? GameKit controller. Here we go. Let's use the scene test gameplay scene. All right, let's try this. Ooh. Oh, I have a test argument. Oh, this is embarrassing. I forgot about this. I don't even know what I was doing here. Let's remove this. We don't need this. Let's go back. And let's compile. And let's see. Let's go directly inside the scene. It failed. Why is it failing? Argument passed. Of course. All right. Perfect. Oh my God. Look at that. It goes down. And now it's sliding. What is it doing? Why is it sliding? Maybe we. All right. This is interesting. So do we need the friction to be maybe set to a higher value? Like friction, like there's no friction, right? So that's bad. There's some rotation actually for the test piece. We don't want rotation. We want rotation to be 0 here, and on the base there is no rotation. Okay. And now friction. Let's see what happens if we set friction to 1 actually. I feel like that would be a very. Let's spin this. Like, does that change anything? No, not yet. You should probably read the docs for that. Like, what does spin mean? No, is it? I don't think it's moving. Yeah. It's weird. It's probably not moving, but I don't trust it anymore because it stabbed me in the back before. I was not expecting movement before, and now I don't trust it anymore. Like, trust lost completely. All right. So this is pretty good, actually. So this means, and this means we can proceed. Okay, so this was actually pretty easy. Cool. So let me just git commit this, like, save, snapshot, test piece falling physics VIP. No, not VIP, WIP, work in progress. Okay, so commit made. off screen, commit made off screen, because all the good stuff is off screen. So now, how would we spawn a new piece continuously? We could do this in code and create a node, load some texture. Yeah, nah. Let's try something else. Let's try and keep pieces in a scene, actually. I'm not sure if this is a good pattern. I have no experience with SpriteKit, but if we can load a scene from this SpriteKit scene file, then we can probably load this like a scene that we don't actually transition to, but maybe just like we deserialize and we grab some node templates, and then we could maybe design our nodes visually, and we can just load them. So let's see. Let's call this the pieces scene. What an amazing name. Not sure if this is like, I'm not sure if my naming is amazing or terrible. Okay, so background color doesn't really matter. Let's go with like an indigo color because it's just like a nice color. All right, let's add an empty node to the scene. I cannot add a node. Come on, please. Empty node, add to the scene. Can we drag it here? Okay, I had to drag it here. Okay, cool. Not cool, but whatever. That's what it is. So let's call it the L piece. It doesn't matter where we put it because we're just going to load the piece. We don't care about the scene, right? So now let's add a color sprite underneath, or a shape node. We can use a shape node, but now we like probably down the line we want to have some kind of texture to make the pieces look actually neat, and it's not just going to be like a shape. So let's try a sprite node. Let's try this. And now I need to use a texture on this thing. What's a component? I wonder. Node component. Oh, this is the ECS system. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Back to this. Okay, so L piece. Let's Google real quick for some textures. Tetris piece texture. Tetris texture HD stock images. Tetris game texture vector images. Can we use this? Tetris elements. This is like a paid thing. No, not yet. Like we'll figure out like how to do this later. How to get like decent graphics, but right now I just need some placeholders. All right, so what could we do? Well, let's try and let's draw our own. So let me grab my trusted iPad, and let's see if we can draw something in Procreate. All right, sec. So iPad connected. Let's turn on focus, live coding, just so I accidentally don't mess something up. And now how do I switch to that? I want to show what's happening there. Recording. So now let's switch to this. Perfect. Procreate, open. Oh, beautiful. I'm already I'm streets ahead, so to speak. So let's try something new. Let's try a new, I don't know, a square. Let's try a square, whatever. And now, can we do a grid? Like, I know nothing about Procreate. I haven't used it before. Well, I have, as you saw, I did the thingy, but it would be amazing if we could have like a grid right now. Is there a grid? Prefs, brush, slide interface, right hand. Whatever. Light interface. Oh, this is nice. I like the light interface better, actually, I think, but maybe not. Okay, later. Drawing guide. Is that? Yes! Perfect. Perfect. Edit drawing guide. So I want, like, the grid size to be humongous. Humongous, or, well, no, not, I don't actually know. It doesn't matter as long as I'm consistent. So actually, to be consistent, let's see what the size was, just so I remember. So the size is 273. Let's set it to like 300. Boom. Okay, we're going to be consistent with 300. So now, what's happening? Okay, so this is our brush. Let's try a different brush. Sketching brush. A technical pencil. Is that? No, this is that is not a good brush for this, I think. A little pine. Ooh, no, sorry. If we do something like this, oh, that's terrible. This is gonna be so bad when I'm done with this. Okay, what's the like simplest? What's the peppermint brush? Okay, the peppermint. I guess this is fine. All right, so let's try this. So 3 down. Oh, I accidentally did something. Brush size. Brush size. Ah, that was the eraser. Okay, here we go. There's probably something that like can help me draw in straight lines, but I don't want to draw in straight lines. I want to have that messy, sketchy look. I don't know why it keeps switching to the eraser. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm so bad that switching to the eraser and just saying erase everything. This sucks. Thank you, Procreate. Okay, cool. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Let's add a bit of like this. All right, just so we're sure that this is like, this is a work in progress. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, cool. So this is this is gonna be the piece. Oh my God, I'm sure there's some people out there who, if they saw this, would freak the fuck out. They would be like, "What the hell is this shit?" Like actual artists, like when they saw what I was doing here. So how do I would love to be able to select. What is this? No, that's not what I want. What I want is I want to be able to select the white around my shape and get rid of that. So like I want like the white background only underneath my piece. So how do I do that? What is this? Color fill. What is this? Mask? I don't know what that is. And again, like I'm kind of winging it. There's probably some good video tutorials for Procreate that I should have watched before this, but I have not done that. Maybe next time. So what is this? Is this no, that's not what we need. What is this? Can we do like, can we click something here and just have it select everything in that layer? Fill, reference, select. Okay, so this is select. Okay. Okay, so we want to select on all layers. Actually, no. Let's try and select this. Can we do this? Can we just like say select this? Select that. Select this. All right. And now let's color fill that. Oh no, what am I doing? Like, that's not what I wanted at all. Background. Okay, so this is not a layer, that's just the color. Okay, let's try this. So new layer, let's move the new layer underneath. We have no background. Can we get rid of this background color thing? I don't want it here. We cannot. Okay, whatever. So let's say background color for the shape. So now let's select a rectangle like this. Perfect. And oh my god, it fills it immediately. We could have even gone with a different color, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so all is, I think it's all good. We have our shape. This is the first shape. This is the L shape. Okay, so it was fun. Share PNG. Actually, no, I don't want a PNG export. I want to share with. Is there like a vector export, like a PDF? No, share image PSD PDF. Nah, let's go with PNG. It's fine. Let's send it to the iMac. It's sending. It's done. It arrived. And now, what do we have here? Now we are back on the Mac. So on the Mac, what do? We go to there's some kind of assets thing somewhere here. Here we go. Assets. So we have the background. It's amazing, beautiful background. And now we want a new image, which is it an image set? I guess it's an image set. L piece. And now I am going to put the L piece in there. Oh, but actually, this is weird. I did not send a transparent background image. I sent like, I sent a piece that has gray background. So now in preview, can we remove this? Tools, invert selection. Just bear with me. Here we go. Almost there, almost there. I know that it's not possible to see what I'm doing right now. I am about to change that. So, okay, I'm starting to send some stuff here. So, L piece 1, 2, 3. So I should probably have actual 3 images for this, but for now I don't. For now, it's fine. All right. So I have the L piece texture. Let's go to the pieces scene. We have the L piece. We have the sprite. And let's say we want the texture to be the L piece. Boom. So good. So now, it's pretty big. It's fine. Probably fine. So in the image, I used 300 pixels for one grid item. But what is my size going to be here? Actually, to get a better idea of the size, the gameplay scene size should match the scene sizes should all be the same. So it's 136612. 1024. All right. So now there's a better idea of the size within the scene, right? So this is going to be pretty big, but let's take it down a notch. Let's try and scale it like. Nope, sorry. How do I keep? Yeah. So now we're keeping the portion. So now this is more like it. What about 60 to 90? This seems sensible. 60 to 90. Let's move it back to to the place. All right. And rotation, no rotation. It's kind of like when zooming out with the trackpad, it rotates because rotating is also done with the trackpad. This is not ideal actually, because I think it's very easy to do the accidental rotation, but whatever. For now, it's fine. So now we have an L piece underneath which there's like the texture node. And how do we give it? Can we do an alpha mask? Like, does this work? Because alpha mask could be, the way I understand this, actually I need to double check the documentation, but my guess would be that alpha mask just means where there's alpha, that part does not collide, and when there's, where it's not, where everything is opaque, where there's actual color, then that's that collides. But actually this is kind of not ideal, because I think if we zoom in, we're going to see that, yeah, like the bottom, it's not even, right? Like there's some pixels going over the edge. So actually, in an ideal world, we could draw the boundaries ourselves, which actually we can do. Maybe we can do. Can we do that? Can we? Yeah. So this is interesting, actually. If we grab this L piece, this is an empty node. Like, this is not going to be affected by gravity. This node is going to be affected by gravity. So we need, the root node needs to be something that can be affected by gravity. This is weird. This is not weird, but this is just like, it's like I'm not completely sure how to think about this in my mind. But let's try a shape node. A shape node can have a bounding rectangle, can be dynamic, blah, blah, blah. And so the shape node can actually come on top. Like the shape node is going to be the L piece. Texture node is going to be underneath this. And now the shape node, how big is it going to be? Actually, we want the shape node to be transparent. And there's no possibility to add a physics body here. Okay, so the shape node is not what we want. Jump the gun there a bit. What do we have? Tile map node, move action. No, these are actions. Is there anything with like phys, grav, gravity field? No, that's not what we need. All right, so I think actually the color sprite might be the thing. Maybe I could just have a color sprite and have that be the determine the physical boundaries of the object. But would it still work if it's invisible? Like, I don't want it to be visible. I don't want the color sprite to be visible. I want the texture node to be visible, but I want the shape data to come from something else. So how would we even do this right now? Again with the, like, it keeps rotating. This is gonna cause issues, I think, down the line. Anyway, physics definition, body type, body. So this should not have any physics. This is not the one where I want physics. It's going to be uneven. let's try this. Let's add a color sprite. So this is kind of what I want for physics, but I also want this other part for physics. So can I do this? Will this even work? I wonder if are these? No, it's like, how did these nodes stick together? Okay, I guess we just need to try, but I could spend some time reading documentation, but the reason I'm not doing that is because I didn't really set up a scene in the recording app to show Safari, and I don't want to share like my entire desktop. I'm not really, it's not ready for that. It's a bit of a mess. So maybe next time I can do that. But right now, let's just experiment and see what happens. So there's an L piece. Inside that L piece, there's going to be, let's say, root. And then let's try this. So for color, we can just set like something like opacity 0%. And then, okay, but if I set opacity to 0%, then it's just gonna, this is not ideal. If we set opacity to 0%, then we cannot set the, okay, we don't need the alpha body type. We need the bounding rectangle. And this is gonna work. The bounding rectangle is gonna work. Friction should be 1, restitution should be 0. All right, opacity, cool, all good. And here also, let's set color to 0%. Body type to bounding rectangle. It's a dynamic thing. No rotation, please. No rotation, please. And again, friction 1, restitution 0. So now we have a scene called the pieces scene, which contains the L piece, underneath which there's the root, underneath which there's like the root part 2 or whatever. The hierarchy doesn't matter. Let's see now how we could load this. Oh, actually, we can even see the, like, are these blue lines? It's probably not easy to see, but are these blue lines the collision rectangle? Yes, they are actually. Oh no, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. No, not at all. I think my AirPods died, so I cannot. I'm not sure if I'm